Welcome to another episode of the INH show where we talk about geek culture, news, and lifestyle. Another episode, and you know what I just realized? I think we're on episode 61 now. Wow, 61 episodes. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, well, it's shocking that YouTube hasn't cancelled this yet, right?
I know, yeah, true.
Ratings are through the roof.
Yeah.
What else?
Come on!
Well, and we're on our third episode of what we're going to call the INH News Network.
Yep.
And I see you're wearing the same uniform that we did.
I think every time we do the news network stuff, this is going to be what I'm going to have to wear. What do you reckon?
Let's see how it goes. Let us know if you like what he's wearing. It's
I'm a sailor. No? Stripes?
Yeah, it reminds me of a sailor, I guess.
Go. So let's get into it. Today we want to go through a whole bunch of sort of topics here. And I think we have a lot of fun doing it, right? So
we do, yes. I actually do look forward to this in our week, just talking about this sort of stuff, because we've all got our opinions on stuff that we see.
And just to sort of give a heads up to everyone, it's not necessarily the latest thing. It's something that we've been wanting to talk about throughout the last couple of weeks. But let's get into it. First one I want to talk about, and I've written it here in my handy dandy notepad, is the Tron life cycle. So you guys would have seen this a few weeks ago. That it is, by now I'm assuming someone would have purchased it, but the Tron life cycle went on sale. I believe it's like 25Ks or something. That's ridiculous.
Now I've seen 25. That doesn't sound like a lot of money at all.
It's not.
It lights up, I assume.
Yeah, and it's working. It's Tron.
Well,
life
it's
cycle.
working, but it's not going to leave a stream of energy behind me, is it?
But imagine if I switch it on, it'd be like. That'd be so cool! Anyways.
Well, being the writer that you are, you obviously like it.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. It's probably a motorcycle
25,
thing.
but is that 25 US?
I believe so. So it's a little bit more in Australia, but I'm pretty sure I read it was 25Ks.
Is that a good price for
That's cheap as hell.
bike? Is it? Okay,
It's cheap as hell. Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to get a great car for that money.
You can get
If I had 25,000, would I get a good bike?
You would get a pretty good bike, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely get a pretty good bike.
Well...
And you can spend a lot more, obviously, but 25K is a lot of money. But
you're going to get a lot of attention with that as well.
It's Tron life cycle.
Tron, there's going to be, a third act to this Tron?
Yes, that's correct.
Tron.
So obviously we've got the first original, 1981?
Whenever that was, yeah.
The original Tron, then we've got Tron Legacy. I believe that they've already got the same director to do the next part of the Tron show. So I am absolutely looking forward to that. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm a huge fan of Tron. I really am.
I'm a fan. I don't know if I'd say a huge fan.
Well, I'm a huge fan because you either get it or you don't. You get the idea that the people, like Tron and all those sort of guys in that world are programs, not actual people. Do you know what I mean?
It's quite deep, and I think
you
there's
understand
too
where
much
I'm coming from, right?
I do. But I think it's very.
I got it when I was young. That's why I've got a soft spot for it. So. Yeah.
Did you like Tron Legacy?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I loved it. But
it took a long time. I didn't like the guy.
Why?
The man actor. Oh, no,
the Sam Flynn character?
Yeah. I didn't like the actor. I thought he had this overly deep voice, if I remember correctly.
He does have an overly deep voice.
But I like how they kept Jeff Bridges and they made him young.
Yeah, they did make Yeah, but no, I overall really enjoyed it. But that's me from a very biased
And it had Olivia Wilde as well, who I really loved.
And you know what?
She had the bangs, which you apparently...
Well, yeah, but you know what? I wasn't a huge fan of Olivia Wilde before this movie. After this movie, I was just like... Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, this is the movie that made me go, whoa, alright.
You're late to the game.
Yeah, I'm definitely late to the game when it comes to Olivia Wilde. But anyways, moving on to the next one, and it is to do with movies, Zoolander. Zoolander
sequels,
2.
yeah.
Yeah, so obviously he went up on, Paris Fashion Week? And he did that selfie. It was all over the internet, right? There was a guy doing a selfie with Zoolander walking by, and he grabbed it and did the blue steel look. That was really cool.
So you obviously were a big fan of Zoolander.
Oh yeah, definitely. Probably one of my favorite movies. Within my top 10.
That's still a very
big call.
Call.
It is. I've got a very soft spot for it because it's Zoolander.
I enjoyed Zoolander. I can't say that it had this huge impact on me. Actually, I take that back. I find it, in conversation we'll throw up some quotes from movies like that, and Zoolander was one of them.
See?
But Zoolander 2, here's the thing about Zoolander 2, is that I can't think of a single comedy sequel that is better than the first one.
Really?
I can't think of a single one that is better than the first one.
No, there would be.
If any of you guys can recommend me or tell me if I'm wrong that there is a comedy sequel, that the second one was better than the first,
I don't think it'll be better.
I'm all ears.
I don't think it'll be better. I think it'll be on par.
Ugh. Even that I think is a bit of a stretch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoolander has been. It was a long time ago.
Wait, but that being said, it's not necessarily only about comedies. It's about any movies.
No, I disagree. Second acts of movies generally I find, well, not all the time, but they have.
You're an Empire Strikes Back guy, aren't you? Empire Strikes Back.
Most. I don't want to. I haven't thought this through very well, but I think most not all, most superhero sequels generally are better.
Okay, fair.
Most, because they've established a lot of things. X-Men 2 was much better than the first one. Dark Knight was better than Batman Begins.
That's true.
There are exceptions.
That's true.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a piece of trash compared to the first one, which I didn't really like all that much anyway. But Spider-Man 2 was superior to the first one. You don't agree or disagree?
I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment on
You made a bold statement that sequels are generally not as good, so I don't know why you're looking forward to Zoolander 2.
Because it's Derek Zoolander. It's awesome! And he's really, really ridiculously good looking.
It was funny, but does it have links for 2 movies? I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna find out.
Cool. Next one we'll talk about is Pixels. So, Pixels,
The trailer has been out for a while now.
Yeah.
And even though I try to avoid trailers, I saw this one.
Right, so...
At the recommendation of a friend. Hello, Sarah. We will watch it. We will watch the movie. We will watch it.
So I've got mixed feelings about this one here. I think the idea about it is they send something up into space with like the old school Donkey Kong games, Pac-Man, and a whole bunch of stuff from Earth that we created and all that sort of stuff. Something must have picked it up overseas, an alien life form, and decided to come back. But instead of taking it as we're trying to communicate and be friendly, they're taking it as a threat?
I'm not looking into the storyline at all too much.
That's what I got out of it.
Something goes out, and then we send back stuff from the nostalgic era of the 80s. Greatest time to be around. The greatest time, we were born in the 80s.
Yep.
And something comes back. It's like an alien invasion with these...
Pixels. So
pixelated threats, I guess. So Pac-Man, Donkey Kong.
And they've come back to destroy Earth or whatever it is. Now, first things first, I remember seeing... looking at it's not there, but looking at the trailer, I remember specifically, probably a good 2, 3, 4 years ago, there was some sort of advertisement where it was, I don't know, I can't remember if it was Tetris or if it was Space Invaders or something, but there was an advertisement where these pixels came along to cities and were like dropping blocks in and stuff like that. So when I saw this, I was just like, well, it's nothing new because there was an advertisement agency that used this before. And then secondly, Adam Sandler's in it, and what's
Kevin
the other
James.
guy? He's the Paul Blart.
You recognize him from that? Yeah. King of Queens or whatever.
Yeah. Is this supposed to be a comedy? Because it wasn't.
Come on, it is clearly a comedy.
Is it?
You don't think it's a comedy?
I didn't know what to make of it because it was almost serious. People were like getting beaten up by Pac-Man and stuff like that. But
they weren't really like. I think what's gonna happen is that they're gonna convert people into pixels.
But don't they all like fall apart and stuff like that? I'm assuming.
Well, we don't want to speculate too much on the thing, but it's come on, it's clearly a comedy.
Okay.
Adam Sandler is.
Yeah, right.
What's that movie? Punch Drunk Love. Do you know that movie? Punch Drunk Love. Adam Sandler doing a serious role.
Who else was in that? Was someone else? No. Must be my imagination.
The guy who I wanted to play Penguin, but he was in Mission Impossible 3.
Nah.
Who are you?
I'm pretty sure I didn't watch this.
I'm gonna kill you. Who are you?
No. I don't know it.
Well, we're going to throw his name out there because he recently passed away and he was a great actor and his name just escapes me right now.
But anyways, this movie, so it's a comedy. You reckon it's a comedy?
It is clearly a comedy.
Because it's got Adam Sandler and this James...
No, because it's funny. Because it's meant to be... There is nothing... It's about Pac-Man destroying the city. It's funny.
That was funny?
It's a comedy.
I think it had funny moments in it. Like, when the creator of Pac-Man came in and it was like, oh, you're a good boy, blah, 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 and he chomps his hand. I was like, that was pretty funny. But
that was the only thing... No,
that was pretty much the only thing...
It's a comedy. It is quite clearly a comedy. If it's not a comedy, I don't know. Then I don't know anything. And I know very little, but if it's a comedy, if it's not a comedy, then I should not be in the news anchor... business.
Fair.
But this is what I thought when I saw the trailer to Pixels. I got one word to say to you, Terrence. Ghostbusters.
Why? Because the thing is destroying the city? and
it's
the four
destroying
guys.
the city, and there's four guys, and they're like, this could easily have been a Ghostbusters movie. In fact, we know that there's going to be a Ghostbusters movie with 4 girls or whatever.
Yes.
And I'm told that maybe there's one that's going to be with 4 guys, and it's just going to be a Ghostbusters sort of thing. When Ghostbusters comes out, I think it's going to have a lot of this baggage where people are going to compare it to the original Ghostbusters.
They will, of course, and it's only natural to do that.
Yeah, whereas when they and see the same thing will happen with Zoolander and Tron and so on. It's, you know, like with a comedy, it's never going to be as successful. That's just my opinion.
Fair.
Pixels, to me, people are going to watch it and say, "Wow, this would have been a great Ghostbusters movie," and they're going to like it. They're going to think it's good.
So you're calling that out right now in advance?
To some degree, I am. I mean, there's 4 of them,
That's awesome.
and you know, they're going around. I don't know, they're capturing ghosts, but they're destroying a threat of some sort, a supernatural threat, and it's a comedy. So people are going to look at this and say that this is going to be a great.
Which part of the movie was funny though? I don't get it. Besides the
have you seen the trailer, or did you just look at this picture of Pac-Man and then you think,
I watched
there
the
was a TV, there was an advertisement
wait,
where
is this the part where Adam Sandler goes, "We're all gonna die"?
Well, there's that, and then there's a bit where Paul Blart is like, "Oh, I mean, come on, he's just throwing, you know," and it blows up. You know, this is how can this not be anything but a comedy to you?
I don't know. I just didn't find it that funny.
Oh,
so I've got So what I was gonna say is I've got mixed feelings about this.
This is a comedy.
I've got mixed feelings because I can see that there's comedians in there as headliners, as the actors. So obviously it's going to be a comedy. But and this is what I wanted to say before, is that I didn't find it funny enough for me to go, it's definitely a comedy. So I had mixed feelings, like,
wow,
are they trying to do action with funny parts? Or are they trying to do I don't know.
Oh, well,
it's not funny.
Well,
do you know what I'm saying?
Ghostbusters is
Ghostbusters a comedy?
I probably...
See, I've got mixed feelings about that too. I don't want you to think about it.
I'm against the wall. I think this is largely going to be a comedy. It's going to be marketed...
It had funny moments.
It's going to be marketed as a comedy. I think Ghostbusters, people remember it for the comedy more so than the supernatural. You know, I mean, it was supernatural. It was somewhat... It had horror elements.
For me, Ghostbusters
Philip Seymour Hoffman, by the way, so don't tweet in.
But for me, Ghostbusters was more of a... Like
an action, science fiction action
sort
of thing.
Yeah, that's how I took it. I didn't find it a comedy. This one, I've got mixed feelings as well. But it almost feels like it's trying to be a comedy.
Did we see the same trailer?
We did.
How many trailers have come out of this thing?
I didn't. Which part was funny?
And yet you want to see this movie? I guess it's nostalgic, right? There's Pac-Man, there's video games.
I will watch it because it's the games that we played: Space Invaders, Donkey Kong.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is not a comedy.
I'm not saying it's not a comedy. I think it's a movie with funny bits in it, but I just did not find it funny in the trailer. But that being said,
I think it's going to be the new Ghostbusters before the actual Ghostbusters comes out. Because people...
That'd be interesting. Good call, though.
So, yeah, well, we'll see. I think this is a comedy. And, yes, Pixels.
You're going to definitely watch it? Cinema?
I will. When is it supposed to come out? Is it this year? I think it is, right?
It wouldn't surprise me. Well, if you're going to trailer that much already, then yeah. It's 3D? Non-3D.
I don't think I'll see it in 3D.
Okay.
I don't really want to see anything in 3D anymore.
What about, and I'm going to go off topic here, Age of Ultron 3D?
No, I'm not going to see that in 3D.
Really?
What would the 3D would detract from the movie-going experience?
All right, that's fair. Well,
I'm wearing these glasses, and I got to wear them over my glasses.
Right.
And it dims the image, and it's just... You are entertaining the idea of watching this in 3D. Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron? Age of Ultron, I'm considering it because it's a lot of...
Why?
Because it's a lot of CG, right?
But it doesn't, like... How is it gonna... It's not gonna
I like it. It doesn't improve the movie, but it's cool to sort of see things that go in, you know...
I don't think it's that cool.
But anyways, let us know what you thought about the actual trailer itself. What Pixels? Is it funny? Is it not funny? Do you have mixed feelings as well? Also, we'll wrap up here as well. But I do want to again mention Classic Comics. If you are in Melbourne, make sure you jump in, say hello to Luch, Jared, and you guys have a nickname for Giuseppe.
Pino? Is it?
Why do people call him Pino? I never understood that.
All you Italian people, leave us a message and let him know why we call him Pino.
Pino? Really? Anyways, say hi to them in Classic Comics, obviously. And lastly, do not forget to check out our Facebook page for any type of updates.
Give us a like.
Yeah, definitely. And besides from that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.